welcome back. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As you can see, we don't have a book with us. Instead, we have this big tub of water. So we're going to be doing an experiment. Do you guys know what an experiment is? An experiment is a test. We're going to do a test to see what can float at the top of the water and what's going to sink down to the bottom of the water. And I would like to see you guys try this at home. But first, before you try it, you have to ask a grown-up. So ask a grown-up if you can try this experiment at home, okay? So step 1 in our experiment is to get a tub of water. So I use this big clear tub so you guys can see through it and see things sink and float. Step 2, I laid a towel down wherever I was going to do this so I didn't make a mess with my water. Step 3, I went and gathered some stuff to sink and float. So we have different things in here. Step 4 is to try it. So let's try it, guys. First, I have a stick. Do you think the stick is going to float at the top or sink at the bottom? Are you ready? Our stick stayed up top. All right. I have a wood chip. The wood chip is kind of like the stick, so maybe it will float too. Let's see. Yep, the wood chip stayed up top too. So let's count. 1, 2. We have 2 things floating up top. Are you ready for another thing? I have this rock. Do you think the rock is going to go to the bottom or the top? It's kind of heavy. Our rock sank to the bottom. So now we have 2 things floating and 1 thing that sank to the bottom. All right, let's try this bouncy ball. That bouncy ball sank to the bottom. So now we have 1, 2 things at the bottom and 1, 2 things floating up top. So we've tried 4 things so far. Let's try something else. I have a straw. The straw stayed up top. So now we have 1, 2, 3. So 2 plus 1 is 3. We have 3 things floating up top. All right. Do you guys recognize this? We use this at school to do some art with. Let's see. It's a Q-tip. The Q-tip is floating up top too. And a pretty purple flower. My friends really like to pick these at school. They like to pick flowers and leaves. And guess what, friends? I have a flower and a leaf. Do you think they're going to float up top or sink to the bottom? Let's see. The flower is floating, and so is the leaf. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things up top. Okay, I have 2 more things for us to try. Have a penny. This penny is very small. I think it should float. Whoa, the penny sank all the way to the bottom down here. All right, my last thing is this. Do you know what this is? It's a bottle cap. It goes on the top of your water or soda, and it's kind of light, so maybe it will float. I was right. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 things floating. How many things sink to the bottom? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. 3 things went to the bottom. So I have 1 more part to our experiment. We put all our stuff in here, and there's a lot of things floating and only a little bit of things that went to the bottom. What if I add some green color to it? Do you think the green color will make some of our stuff up top sink to the bottom? Or some of our stuff up bottom to float to the top? Let's see. Just gonna add a couple of drops, and you guys could see that the color is going to the bottom. That looks pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna use my hand to mix it up. Mix all the color in here. Okay, so now we have some green water. Did the green water make anything change its position? So did things that were floating sink, or did things that were sinking float? Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's still 7 things floating. Let's count our things that are at the bottom. 1, 2, 3. There's still 3 things at the bottom. So the color didn't make it change. Do you think if we use a different color, it would make it change? Well, why don't you guys try it at home? But first, ask a grown-up. So after you ask a grown-up, and if they say yes and you try your experiment, tell them to send it to me through Learning Genie. I'd love to see how your experiment went. Alright guys, that's all for today. Be safe and healthy, and I can't wait to see you guys. Bye!